Welcome to the 11th round of the FDC. This was a 25% race at Hockenheim. Going into this race, Wondorian was only 9 points away from taking the lead of the championship. Justice was the championship leader, but as he wasn't attending the race, then Wondorian only needed to finish 5th or higher to take the lead of the championship. We're on board with Wondorian for his fastest lap, but it was Meister Mido that went fastest. Wondorian qualified 2 tenths down in second, and our new member Alex837 qualified third, and fourth on the grid is another new member, I hope I'm pronouncing this correctly, Fragweiser. We had 18 cars on the start grid, and it was always the goal to have the maximum number of cars in the race. So we had several reserve drivers, which through the course of the league replaced the inactive drivers. We do have 22 primary drivers, but there was always something that came up for a few of them, so attendance was never 100%. I'd already retired from qualifying, so my recording here picks up the rest of Wondorian's lap. Wondorian had qualified in the top 4 in the previous 4 qualifying sessions, so I don't think it's any surprise that he was in the top 4 again here. The corner cutting stringency is strict, so if you're on a fast lap you don't want to throw it away at the end. I think part of getting a good lap in qualifying is just knowing the track limits. So Meister Mido qualifying on pole at his home race. On the qualifying results you can see just how bunched up the pack were, which I think is shown better on the visualised qualifying results. No doubt there's going to be a lot of action in the middle of the pack. To the race start, and you can see a lot of drivers change their livery to black, in memory of Antoine Hubert, who lost his life sadly in a Formula 2 race. There was some drama at the first corner as the bumpy flump squeezed out Italus and Fragweiser, and at the back Sommery got hit by Gordon Ramsay. On board with my view at the start, and you can see Italus and Fragweiser getting spun by an aggressive bumpy flump, as bumpy flump didn't leave enough space for 2 cars to go side by side in the corner. Lobfield's car went to the inside of turn 2, but it's not the best place to try and make an overtake. So after starting 12th on the grid I was up to 9th. On board with Alex on lap 2, and a similar thing happened as TJD made a late move. And again, turn 2 is just not the best place to try and get an overtake done. Back on board with my view, and on lap 2 the bumpy flump had spun, and you can see he used a reset to track option. And the awkward thing about that is that it plants the car straight onto the racing line. And then the game counted this as an illegal overtake, which I kind of disagreed with, so I just stayed on the throttle. And I'd written that if someone gets a silly penalty like that, I'll just remove it after the race. And there was another silly game mechanic as my DRS failed. Unfortunately you can't seem to disable mechanical failures. I don't like them because in principle the league should be based on skill rather than who gets lucky or unlucky. And there's the DRS failure. On board with Wondorian on the start of lap 3. Meister Mido had spun out of the first corner and unfortunately had a terminal crash. Drivers arriving on the exit of the corner did well to avoid a collision. And following the racing standards at the time, we held position until the next corner. But TJD's car ran over the corner, so I was cautious on the exit. Based on that, I think TJD should have waited another corner before making a move. When I saw him coming through, I decided I'd jump out the way and look at the clips after the race. And I decided that the rule we use for holding positions from yellow flags is too difficult to police, so I'd review how to balance safety with fairness. So mine was proving to be a challenge, as a lot of us had scary moments on the exit. I caught up to Darrow and decided to go carefully in the dirty air, which can pay off, and if it doesn't then you can just wait for a DRS zone. On lap 5 Spellman became another victim of turn 1. From my view it looks like he lost a wheel. TJD had a moment of bad luck in the pits as his pit box was occupied. Sadly it adds time even during the pit stop. The frustrating thing is that we don't use teams, but it still happens. On lap 7 Keg seems to have collided with the pit wall. As I was about to start my 7th lap I drifted into the pits. My time penalty was added to the pit stop, so unfortunately it directly impacted my race. Shark's car was bouncing around and it could be difficult to overtake a lagging car, but TJD bravely gave it a go. By lap 8, one of the barriers had come loose on the pit exit. On lap 10, TJD made an overtake on Fragweiser. On the same lap I battled with Darrow, deciding to wait for the DRS zone, as that's clearly a way to get a clean and safe overtake done. On lap 12, Lopil's car had a bad moment. Driving past him moved me up into 7th. At the end of lap 12, the Iceman also had a bad moment. He was off track as I came by. Perhaps just staying safe while suffering from front wing damage. On lap 14 there was a little moment between TJD and Fragweiser. On my 14th lap I'd caught up to Blackbeard. If my 5-second penalty was removed then I'd certainly finish ahead of him. But if I could get ahead of his car then at least it would feel legitimate. On lap 16 I wanted to have a go into the hairpin. By this point I think Blackbeard said he was struggling with his tyres. I had a good setup so that probably helped me with straight line speed. There was a little bit of contact on the exit, but that overtake secured 6th position for me. Mondorian crossed the line to take his first win of the championship. Alex on his first FDC race took 2nd. And TJD took 3rd. There was a mess of penalties and the results changed as a couple of the unfair automatic penalties were removed. And penalties were given to the bumpy flump for the start incident and using reset to track. And a penalty for Darrow for overtaking from a yellow flag and also a collision on lap 7. Despite crashing out, Meister Maido took the fastest lap, although you can see how close it was, both at the front and in the middle of the pack. So Mondorian takes the lead of the championship, and well done to our new members Alex and Fragweiser for getting straight into the points. It's been a dramatic race but hopefully entertaining, and we hope to see you again on the next one.